I have a problem. The Metal Fight Beyblade community has too many nice people in it. The solution?
Capitalism, God's way of determining who is smart and who is poor.
I have forced 6 Beyblade content creators into a custom tournament where they have to spend currency on parts, boons, and sabotages in order to take on the world. They have each been given 2,500 Bay points to spend as they please to maximize their odds.
Winning and losing go hand in hand. If there are winners, then there have to be losers. There has to be a balance.
The past, present, and your future all lay in my hands. I control everything.
Show me that willpower to burn up everything you've got in the battle right before your eyes.
What's all this hoopla about? Well, rub my shiny head.
Destruction leads to creation. We will succeed in doing what not even King Hades could.
I've always been free, you hear me? So let's not give up!
A Beyblade tournament wouldn't really work without Beyblades, so it's time to make some. I made 8 energy rings, fusion wheels, spin tracks, and performance tips available for purchase. Competitors could bid on any parts they want, and after a set amount of time, the highest bidder wins. If that sounded like a vague set of rules, that's because it was. These were terrible rules. I came up with them over the course of, 3 days, and it was very easy to find loopholes. And find loopholes they did. To make it easier for all of you, I'm only going to show the highlights and the results of all of this. The available energy rings were Bixus, Gasher, Scorpio, Virgo, Pegasus, Leon, Wolf, and Fireblaze. For fusion wheels, I offered up Flame, Thermal, Grand, Earth, Storm, Ray, Thunder, and Dark. Spin track options were Low Profile, R145, AD145, DF145, this thing from 0G, T125, WA130, and W145. And performance tips had Ball, Semi-Flat, Wide Semi-Flat, Sharp Ball, Sharp, Giga Flat, Jog Ball, and Whole Flat. Now, as I said, there were problems. But after everything was said and done and all the bids were in and confirmed, the numbers were as follows. Minder with a remainder of 524 Minder with a remainder of 524 Bay points ended up with Earth Fire Blaze AD145 Sharp Ball. Master of Demise with a remainder of 2,069 Bay points ended up with Grand Scorpio WA130 Giga Flat. Coach Steel with a remainder of 1,962 Bay points ended up with a Ray Gasher T125 Jog Ball. Spiffy CS with a remainder of 1,750 Bay points ended up with a Flame Virgo DF145 Sharp. Klarkov with a remainder of 1,902 Bay points ended up with a Thunder Bixus Wing 145 Wide Semi-Flat. And the legend himself, Flick Stats, with a remainder of only one more than Klarkov at 1,903 Bay points, ended up with Thermal Wolf Low Profile Semi-Flat. In order to make an 8-player bracket, which would require the least amount of effort to organize, and I am nothing if not lazy, the remaining parts were assembled into bays that would belong to dummy bladers, who were just there to fill space. I named them Barry and Tom because I can. With our combatants ready, we move on to Phase 2, Selection. Each of our 6 players would place a private bid for a higher rank on the placement list. The 8 places on the bracket were up for grabs. Picking your spot first would mean you really get no choice at all, so getting a higher placement list rank gets you closer to the middle of the pack, where in theory you'd have the most options. Once the bids were in, Steel was in first with 150 Bay points bid, Flex Stats coming in second with 133, followed by Spiffy at an even 100. Demise took 4th place with 69 Bay points because they thought it was funny, Klarkov bid 65, and Minder decided to hedge their bets and bid literally nothing. And having to chase people around for a little too long, we had our placements for the first round. If you are at all familiar with Food Network's show Cutthroat Kitchen, then this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Sabotages. A list of 23 offers was created with options ranging from giving yourself better parts to causing a variety of horrible things to happen to opponents. Since I was working with people from across the globe, having them bid in real time for these parts was not happening. Instead, each player was given a choice of 2 random offers. They could purchase one, both, or neither should they choose. After all was said and done, the results were as followed. Klarkov spent 500 Bay points to permanently swap Flex Stat Spin Track with E230. Spiffy spent 375 Bay points to swap Minder's Performance Tip with Disc Flat for 1 round. Minder spent 400 Bay points to turn his upcoming match with Steel from a best of 3 to sudden death. Steel spent 350 Bay points to swap Klarkov's Performance Tip with Semi-Defense for 1 round. With everyone's hard work and preparation thoroughly turned on its head, it's finally time to get to the meat of the tournament. Alright, so our first...
It's gonna be recorded and uploaded later.
Oh yeah. I plan on making like a whole feature-length video about this. We have Thermal Wolf 90 SF, and then Barry, which is the dummy bay. I guess I should be showing the actual camera, whoops. Storm Pegasus is the dummy bay. Now the complication came in because somebody made an offer. And somebody took it. So Flex actually got targeted. So I need to grab my wrench. Klarkov paid 500 Bay points to swap Flex's Spin Track for this sucker.
8145?
Oh, this is not ED145.
Oh, E230.
Yeah, this is E230.
Wait, he had the sharp tip, right?
He had semi-flat.
Oh, okay.
I don't expect this...
I'm gonna be honest, I think Flex got an upgrade with this.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
E230 is really good.
Anyone else sabotage Flex's battle? No. Okay. Alright. So, this is a best of 3 battle. We have Barry versus Flex Stats. We're gonna see who comes out on top. Oh, that did not go well for Flex Stats in the first match. Alright, so that's 1-0 for Barry. Okay. Flex gets the second win. My battles are a lot shorter than that of other people in this space because my launchers are trash and so is my stadium. Oh! that worked fine. And so we have a winner.
Alright, Flex wins.
Yeah, Flex wins the first round, and that means Barry is eliminated. Poor Barry.
No.
Our second battle, we have Tom versus Demise, who had... Oh, Demise had... Oh, okay. So Master of Demise has Grand Scorpio WA130 Gigaflat. This should be entertaining.
And what's Tom's thing?
Tom has Dark Leon 160 ball.
Okay.
It's just the parts that nobody wanted. Nobody messed with Demise's battle. No one placed any sabotages on them. So we're gonna get to see this play out.
I don't think anyone needed the sabotager.
Well, we'll see. Looks like Tom gets the first win. This might be an early loss for Demise.
Looks like it.
Well, actually, the funny thing, it depends on what the haunts are. Because death is not the end in my tournament. And so Demise, Master of Demise, is eliminated.
Alright.
So now we have Battle 3. We have Minder versus Steel. Which bay was Steel's? Ray Gasher. T125 Jog Ball. And Minder has Earth Fire Blaze AD145 Sharp Ball, I think this performance tip is called. I'm not familiar with the Shogun things. So, people were very interested in your battle, Steel, and Minder actually got targeted. And so, instead of the Sharp Ball performance tip, I believe it was Spiffy. Yeah, it was Spiffy. Spiffy paid 350 Bay points to temporarily, for this round, swap Minder's performance tip with this sucker.
What is it? I can't see. Oh, a circle flat.
So this should be very interesting. And do you want to know the best part? Minder also paid for something for this battle. This match is sudden death. It is
so for win?
It is one and done, winner takes all.
Okay.
Unless, of course, I get like a really bad launch, because that would be dumb. And they're off to the races. This might be it for Steel. It was all or nothing. I'm actually amazed that that worked. And so Minder prevails. And that brings us to our final battle, which is I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. Klarkov versus Spiffy. Now, Klarkov had Thunder Bixus, Wing 145, wide semi-flat, which is actually like pretty decent. And Spiffy had Flame Virgo, Downforce 145, Sharp, which is also not bad. However, someone also took an interest in this battle. Who paid for Klarkov? Who did it?
That was me.
Oh yeah, that was you. So Coach Steele paid 350 Bay points to replace Klarkov's performance tip with defense for this round. And so wide semi-flat is gone. Friendship with wide semi-flat has ended. Defense is now my new best friend. So let's see how this battle goes. Yeah, Bixus is a lot less aggressive now that it only has defense instead of wide semi-flat. But they're going at each other. It's the longest battle we've had so far.
My trainer has the offer for defense.
Yeah, well, Bixus lost the first round.
No.
And so, go on to match 2. There we go, this is better. What's interesting is that somebody in the tournament, I'm not going to say who it was, had the offer to swap for Gravity Destroyer, and they chose not to take it.
What part?
The same spin tracking performance tip they would get. Like the same ones they had chosen. They just swapped their Fusion Wheel and Energy Ring for Gravity Destroyer. But there goes Klarkov a second time, so that's them eliminated. And so our 4 winners going into the second round. Oh, I picked up Demise's Bay. That's a funny joke. Our Flex Stats. Minder. I can actually swap their performance tip back now. That was only a 1-round change. Spiffy. And Tom. And so the first round was done. Flex Stats defeated Barry and moved on to round 2. Minder had an impressive one-shot kill on Steel, and Spiffy managed to overcome Klarkov. Demise, however, lost to Tom the Dummy, to the surprise of absolutely nobody. This means that Minder will face Spiffy in the second round, and Flex Stats will go 2 rounds in a row against the Dummies. So 3 competitors were dead in the first round. However, in my game, death is not the end. While the remaining 3 warriors picked their offers for round 2, the Fallen were given a choice of haunts to screw with players with whatever money they had left. You'll see how it works in time. As for the living players, new offers were up for grabs, and with dead players on top of them, the stakes were a lot higher. Flex Stats paid a ton of points for a sabotage against Minder, but we aren't going to talk about it because I completely forgot about it while running the battles, and I just didn't do it. I'm sorry, Flex. Alright, round 2, we have 2 battles to go through. Our first battle is between Flex Stats with Thermal Wolf Elevator 230 SF, because the elevator sabotage was permanent. Some of them are round only, some of them are permanent. The other one, we have Tom with Dark Leon 160 ball.
Tom.
Yeah. Now, I don't believe anyone threw haunts or sabotages at this battle. Yeah, this battle has been entirely untouched. And so this will just be a completely legit best of 3 battle with no shenanigans whatsoever. They're moving. Ooh. Flex is chasing Tom down, but Leon seems to be coming up behind. Ooh, that's some scraping. But Flex pulls out again, just barely over Tom. And so the second dummy bay is eliminated, leaving us with Flex Stats with Thermal Wolf moving to the finals. Now, next up is going to be quite the setup for the next battle, because we have Spiffy with Flame Virgo Downforce 145 Sharp versus Minder with Earth Fire Blaze Armor Defense 145 Sharp Ball. But a lot of people took interest in this battle, and there was a lot of changes. So first up, with Minder. Minder paid 600 Bay points to swap their Spin Track with Gravity Ball 145. And so they're losing armor defense for Gravity Ball. We shall see how this plays out for them.
I don't think that was a good swap.
You don't think that was a good choice?
Yeah.
Well, we shall see. However, Spiffy also saw fit to make a change, and they paid 300 Bay points to, for this round only, swap their Fusion Wheel for Rock. So they are going from a Flame Virgo to a Rock Virgo. Now, something that hasn't come up yet are the haunts. And there are 3 currently deceased players, and all 3 of them chose to haunt this battle. And so the first effect we shall see, we don't know how effective this will be because of the bump in the center, but if it gets knocked around, it might cause trouble. There's just going to be a little Rock Fusion Wheel just sitting in the center, that's going to get knocked around and cause problems. This was a haunt from Steel, who I have joining me. And there might be some other shenanigans that will happen as the battle continues. We shall see. Alright, first match. Best of 3 battle. They're trying to dance around it. Oh, Virgo actually looks really cool with the red fusion wheel. Oh, they can't get to each other. So that was one of the haunts. A little ghost Beyblade. It's just a rock and a 230. Demise sent that in as a specter to haunt their dreams. And it took out Minder. And so Spiffy has the upper hand going into the second battle. We have a Shadow Bay. You'll see. They're just gonna be there and keep causing problems. And Minder goes down again, leaving Spiffy to move on to the finals against Flex. The Shadow Bay is 2 Archer wheels from the Shogun line. So 2 plastic, whatever they're called, tied together with a switch attack. What is it? Switch attack 145? Is that what this is?
165.
165? Oh no, that's not switch attack then.
I can't see it. It's too dark.
Yeah, it's too dark. Everything's black. That's why it's a Shadow Bay. It's this one.
Oh no, that's Switch Wing 145.
Oh, Switch Wing 145. Okay, thank you.
145.
And a wide semi-flat. So it's just, it has no weight to it, but it's annoying. And that...
This is why I said the GB145 Switch was bad.
Well, yeah, because that knocks Minder down. And that makes round 2. It's a lot shorter than round 1. And now that our finalists are determined, I would like to take a break to explain how the prizes will work. There will of course be the grand prize for winning the tournament, but there will also be supplementary trophies up for grabs. These secondary trophies go to the person with the highest win-loss ratio, the most money at the end of the tournament, having my personal favorite combo, and I am the judge, completely subjective, do not stand in my way kind of award, and the person who has the most flowers, which was a currency that could be bought and given to fallen players. Spoiler alert! Nobody engaged with the flower mechanic, except for Master of Demise, because they are a beautiful angel who cares for fallen and they bought 2 flowers for the dummies. Well, at least they also bought a flower for Steel, so that they get that awarded by default. The rest of the awards will be announced after the tournament concludes. And we come to the final battle, where we have 2 competitors remaining. In one corner, we have Flex Stats with Thermal Wolf, Elevator 230 SF, and in the other corner, Spiffy with Flame Virgo, Downforce 145, Sharp. Now, Flex paid for a sabotage to replace the Sharp Performance Tip with WD. Now, you might think that's bad, but if you were there to see my previous custom tournament quite some time ago, this WD is not very sturdy and has a tendency to pop off. It feels to be clicking really well with Downforce, so we'll see how that goes. However, Spiffy fired back and had me remove the elevator disc from the elevator 230. And so now it is just a very long, oddly shaped red spin track. This is a best of 5 rather than a best of 3 like the rest of the tournament. And there will be some more hauntings, including a haunt from Minder to once again place the rock fusion wheel at the center of the stadium. Let us begin. There's already some resistance with the rock fusion wheel. They're making their way past it though. Flex is losing balance. Ooh. Spiffy barely takes that out. Oh goodness. Oh, it's a bloodbath. And Flex Stats loses the second battle as well. Including another hand-spun Ghost Bay, which immediately died. Oh no, it's still going. And I was kicking the stadium as a haunt from another competitor, but in the end, Spiffy just barely pulls it out in the midst of chaos, which declares them our winner. Ta-da!
And so Spiffy won! They claimed the grand prize for the first Cutthroat Stadium tournament. That prize being absolutely nothing because shipping overseas is expensive, I have nothing to give in the first place, and I am flat broke. And finally, thanks for watching. This tournament was a ton of fun to host, even if the rules were hardly clear and the quirks were a little too quirky. I've got big ideas though, and I promise to be back with more. I've got a couple of Beyblade ideas storming as we speak, and even 1 or 2 videos on different topics. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon with those.
And so, if you watch Steel's battles, they are significantly longer and more tense because there's like an actual stadium.